He stood frozen, a silent witness to the harrowing scene unfolding before him. His wife, consumed by fury, unleashed her wrath upon the very woman who had sacrificed everything, enduring hunger to nourish him. The air crackled with tension, each blow echoing the betrayal that hung heavy in the room. For 4 long, agonizing months, the old mother bore the relentless barrage of slaps, cutting insults, and unyielding cruelty, all while her son remained oblivious to the depths of her suffering. But when Malik finally opened his eyes and beheld the harrowing truth, the world around him shattered in a single, cataclysmic instant. The woman he believed was his heart's desire unveiled her sinister truth, while the mother he had let down emerged, radiating an unexpected and formidable resilience. What unfolded next shattered a family into fragments, only to forge a bond more unbreakable than ever before. The choice Malik made sent shockwaves through the lives of those who thought they knew him, while the profound forgiveness from his mother will resonate in your soul for eternity. Prepare yourself as we plunge into a tale that will grip your very soul. A harrowing saga of treachery, revelation, and the indomitable connection that ties a mother to her son, a bond tested by the darkest of trials. The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting long shadows over the bustling city streets, where secrets lingered in the twilight and every corner held a whisper of the unknown. Amidst the cacophony of blaring horns, a sea of frantic commuters surged through the streets, each step echoing the urgency of their escape from the day's relentless grasp. In a seemingly idyllic neighborhood, where tall gates loomed like sentinels and pretty houses whispered secrets of their own, Malik's taxi came to a halt at the threshold of his front gate, a moment pregnant with unspoken tension. Malik was a man of ambition, his relentless drive propelling him through the shadows of doubt and despair. Each day, he toiled with fervor, his success hanging by a thread, a testament to the sacrifices he made in the pursuit of greatness. He had vanished into the shadows of another city for 3 long, agonizing days, entangled in the web of a business trip that felt more like a descent into the unknown. In the shadows of his thoughts, he plotted a grand surprise for his beloved wife, Clara, and his cherished mother, affectionately known to all as Rosa. The air was thick with anticipation, each heartbeat echoing the weight of his intentions. "Thank you," Malik uttered, his voice barely above a whisper as he handed over the fare, the weight of the night pressing down on him like a shroud. The taxi driver's eyes flickered with a knowing glance, the air thick with unspoken tension as the engine rumbled ominously in the darkness. With a small suitcase in hand, he approached the front gate, each step echoing in the stillness of the night, a sense of foreboding hanging in the air. With a heart pounding like a drum, he devised a cunning plan to slip into the shadows and catch his family off guard, the thrill of the unexpected hanging in the air like a tightly wound spring, ready to unleash a moment of pure astonishment. Yet, as he approached his home, an eerie sound pierced the silence, sending a chill racing through his veins. With a resounding crack, the sound echoed through the silence, shattering the tension that hung in the air. A piercing scream shattered the stillness, echoing from within the shadows of the house. It was her voice, hauntingly familiar, echoing through the shadows of his memory. The very voice that had lulled him into the safety of slumber during his childhood, now a chilling whisper in the dark. With a heart pounding like a war drum, Malik hurled his suitcase to the ground, his breath quickening as he sprinted toward the back door, urgency clawing at his heels. With a trembling hand, he forced the door ajar, revealing a sight that would etch itself into the very fabric of his nightmares. There stood his wife Clara, looming over his frail mother with an air of ruthless authority, a cruel queen surveying her domain. Rosa lay on the cold kitchen floor, her frail hands desperately shielding her face from an unseen terror looming above her. Her cheek throbbed, a vivid crimson swelling that hinted at the turmoil beneath the surface. Tears cascaded down her wrinkled face, a relentless torrent that mirrored the anguish of a broken river, each drop a testament to her unspoken sorrow. Clara's hand soared ominously above her head, poised to deliver another blow to the frail figure of the old woman, tension crackling in the air like a storm about to break. "Forgive me, my daughter. I am filled with regret," Rosa whispered, her voice trembling with a haunting blend of fear and anguish. as if the very shadows around her were listening, waiting for the next chilling revelation. "You wretched relic of a bygone era." Clara's voice erupted in a piercing scream, laced with a venomous hatred that sent chills down the spine. In a heart-stopping moment of betrayal, the very woman he adored, the one he believed would stand by him through thick and thin, was ruthlessly attacking his own mother. The very mother who had once braved the bustling streets, selling corn under the relentless sun, all to scrape together enough for his school fees. The very mother who had endured the gnawing pangs of hunger, sacrificing her own sustenance so that he could feast. Clara. The name echoed in the shadows, a whisper that sent chills down the spine. What secrets lay hidden behind those 3 simple letters? The air thickened with tension, as if the very walls were holding their breath, waiting for the next move in this unfolding drama. Every heartbeat felt like a countdown, each moment stretching into eternity. What fate awaited her in the darkness? The answer lingered just out of reach, tantalizingly close yet shrouded in mystery. Malik's voice erupted in the kitchen, a deafening roar that shattered the silence like a storm breaking loose. In a heartbeat, both women leaped into the unknown, their hearts racing with a mix of fear and exhilaration. Clara spun around, her heart racing as her breath caught in her throat. There he was, her husband, framed in the doorway, a ghost from the shadows, his presence sending a chill down her spine. Rosa's gaze pierced through the shadows, her eyes brimming with a tumultuous mix of anguish and shame. Yet beneath it all flickered a glimmer of something unexpected: relief. At last, someone had dared to acknowledge the depths of her torment. The kitchen, once a sanctuary of laughter and the tantalizing aroma of Rosa's exquisite dishes, now loomed like a shadowy realm, harboring dark secrets that whispered through the air. Malik's hands trembled with an intensity that spoke of an impending storm, each quiver a whisper of the turmoil brewing within him. Every muscle in his body quaked, a tempest of fury and despair raging within him. In that fleeting instant, the world held its breath, teetering on the edge of an irrevocable transformation. In a heart-stopping instant, a son stands at the precipice of a harrowing decision, torn between the woman he vowed to cherish and the one who brought him into this world. The weight of his choice looms heavy, each heartbeat echoing the gravity of his dilemma. With urgency coursing through his veins, Malik dashed to his mother, his heart pounding as he reached out to steady her trembling form, lifting her from the ground with a tenderness that belied the chaos surrounding them. Her legs trembled violently, quaking like fragile leaves caught in a tempestuous storm. He caught sight of the crimson line etched across her lip, a stark reminder of the moment Clara's fury had struck her down. "Rosa, are you truly all right? What transpired in this place?" Malik inquired, his voice a whisper laced with concern, as he grasped his mother's arm with a gentle yet urgent grip. But just as Rosa opened her mouth to respond, Clara's voice erupted like a thunderclap, shattering the tense silence that hung in the air. Her words cut through the air like a dagger, sharp and unforgiving, leaving a chilling silence in their wake. Clara's voice trembled as she pointed an accusing finger at the frail figure of the old woman, her heart racing with a mix of fear and determination. Her words hung in the air like a dark cloud, heavy with accusation. "You're wasteful," she declared, her voice laced with a chilling finality that sent shivers down my spine. It was she who ignited the spark, the first to challenge my resolve, setting the stage for an inevitable confrontation. Malik's gaze pierced through the dim light, a tempest of confusion and fury swirling within him as he locked eyes with his wife. "Did you really strike my mother just because she dared to call you wasteful?" With a defiant glare, Clara crossed her arms, her chin rising like a challenge against the storm brewing around her. "In the shadowy corners of my husband's home, I refuse to be belittled by the whispers of an old village woman. The air crackles with tension as I stand my ground, determined to reclaim my dignity amidst the brewing storm." Rosa, her body quaking with unspoken fears, uttered words that slipped from her lips like a fragile secret, barely rising above the haunting silence that enveloped us. "My son," I merely pleaded with her to spare the remnants of the soup, yet fate had other plans. In the shadows of desperation, there exist souls, ravenous and yearning, who would find solace in the mere taste of it. Malik's heart raced as a chilling wave of dread washed over him, as if a bucket of ice water had been thrown over his very soul. In a moment that shattered the fragile peace of their home, his mother had merely pleaded with Clara to respect the food they had. But what transpired next was a harrowing twist of fate. Clara unleashed her fury, striking her own mother in a fit of rage. How could it have come to this? Clara, a figure shrouded in the shadows of time, carries the weight of countless untold stories. She is the one who brought you into this world, the very essence of your existence, shrouded in secrets and untold stories. Her presence looms large, a figure both familiar and enigmatic, holding the key to your past and the mysteries of your lineage. What lies beneath the surface of her love? What shadows dance in the corners of her? How could you dare to strike her? Malik's voice rose, echoing through the shadows, each word a thunderclap that sent shivers down spines and ignited a tension that hung thick in the air. My mother, the enigmatic figure who looms large in the shadows of my past, a presence both comforting and haunting, her secrets woven into the very fabric of my existence. Clara's laughter echoed through the room, a chilling sound that sent shivers down spines, revealing a darkness lurking beneath the surface. The air was biting, sharp as a knife, wrapping around everything with a cruel embrace. She is not my mother. Her gaze pierces through the shadows, a relentless scrutiny that wraps around me like a suffocating shroud. Each glance is a silent verdict, a reminder that I am an intruder in this space, forever haunted by the feeling that I am unwelcome, an outsider in a world that should feel like home. Malik's gaze pierced through the veil of familiarity, as if he were beholding his wife anew, each detail igniting a spark of revelation that sent shivers down his spine. Her face contorted in a tempest of fury and loathing, a storm brewing in her eyes. Where had the kind woman he once married vanished to? This is our sanctuary, Clara. In this shadowy abode, Rosa resides as well. She is far from a stranger. She is your mother, but to me, she is nothing more than a stranger cloaked in shadows. Clara's piercing scream shattered the silence, echoing through the darkness like a warning bell in the night. Bound by fate, I found myself shackled to the whims of an elderly woman, her frailty masking a world of chaos. Each day, I grappled with the absurdity of my existence, forced to navigate the treacherous waters of her ignorance, as she struggled with the most basic of human needs. This was not the life I envisioned. It was a descent into madness, a relentless battle against the absurdity of it all. Rosa's eyes brimmed with fresh tears as the cruel words pierced the air, echoing in the silence like a haunting melody of despair. Her gaze fell to the ground, a heavy weight of shame pressing down upon her, as if the very floor beneath her feet was a mirror reflecting her deepest regrets. Malik's heart shattered, splintering into 1,000 jagged fragments, each one a reminder of the unbearable weight of his despair. It wasn't merely the weight of Clara's actions that haunted him. It was the unsettling resurgence of memories long buried, clawing their way back to the surface, threatening to unravel everything he thought he knew. Insignificant details he had once brushed aside now loomed large, casting shadows of doubt and uncertainty in the corners of his mind. He could still see the flash of irritation in Clara's eyes, a storm brewing beneath her calm exterior, every time Rosa's voice echoed with the ancient words of her village, weaving a tapestry of memories that threatened to unravel the very fabric of their lives. He could still hear Clara's voice echoing in his mind, a haunting reminder of her discontent as she lamented the overpowering aroma of Rosa's cooking, a scent that lingered like a ghost in the air. He recalled the haunting moments when Clara would craft elaborate excuses, slipping away from the room just as Rosa's voice began to weave its spell with stories that lingered in the air like shadows, leaving an unsettling silence in her wake. How long has the shadow loomed over us? Malik's voice trembled, a haunting echo of uncertainty hanging in the air. What are you implying? Clara's voice trembled as she asked, her eyes wide with fear, betraying the turmoil brewing within her. For how long have you been tormenting my mother in my absence? Clara's lips parted and snapped shut, a desperate struggle for breath, like a fish thrashing in the suffocating grip of the air. Silence enveloped her, a heavy shroud that stifled any attempt at response. With a trembling hand, Rosa brushed her fingers against her son's arm, a silent plea hanging in the air between them, thick with unspoken fears and the weight of impending darkness. My son, I implore you, do not let the shadows of conflict rise between you because of my presence. I fear the storm my words may unleash upon your sacred union. Yet, Malik remained deaf to the soothing whispers of his mother's gentle voice. He couldn't shake the haunting memories of every time he returned home, only to find Rosa's eyes clouded with sorrow, a shadow lurking in the corners of their once vibrant sanctuary. Every moment she had sat in silence at the dinner table, the weight of unspoken words hung heavy in the air, a tension that crackled like electricity, leaving everyone on edge, wondering what secrets lay hidden behind her stillness. Every night she slipped beneath the covers, silence enveloping her like a shroud, leaving unspoken words hanging in the air, heavy with unexpressed emotions. How could he have been so utterly oblivious? Malik lingered in the shadows of the kitchen doorway, his heart shattering into 1,000 jagged fragments, each piece echoing the weight of despair that hung in the air. How could the woman he vowed to cherish inflict pain upon the one who had sacrificed everything for him? As he gazed upon his mother's battered visage, a torrent of memories surged forth, overwhelming him like a relentless flood breaking free from its confines. In a time shrouded in shadows, when Malik was but a mere child, the haunting absence of a father loomed over their home like a dark cloud, casting an eerie silence that whispered secrets of despair. Malik's world shattered when his Nathan was taken from him, leaving a void that echoed through the years, haunting him since that fateful day when he was just 2. In the heart of the bustling city, where shadows danced and whispers echoed, Malik and his Rosa found themselves confined within the 4 walls of a small room. Their world was a fragile sanctuary, teetering on the edge of uncertainty, as the chaos of life surged just beyond their door. In the heart of the neighborhood, where shadows danced and whispers lingered, there existed a woman known only as Rosa. Her true name was Grace, a name that echoed with elegance, yet it was the warmth of her spirit that earned her the title. To the children who roamed the streets, she was a beacon of kindness, a guardian angel amidst the chaos, drawing them in with her gentle smile and nurturing heart. Little did they know, behind that tender facade lay secrets that could unravel the very fabric of their world. Her hands, delicate as whispers, held a warmth that could ignite the coldest of hearts, while her smile, radiant and inviting, concealed secrets that danced just beneath the surface. Despite the weight of exhaustion pulling at her every limb, she would wrap her arms around Malik, her embrace a sanctuary, and weave tales that danced on the edge of reality, each word a thread in the tapestry of their shared world. Yet, life loomed over them like a relentless storm, each day a battle against the unforgiving tide of hardship. In the stillness of dawn, when the world lay cloaked in shadows and the sun remained in its slumber, Rosa would rise at the haunting hour of 6 o'clock, her heart pounding with the weight of the day yet to unfold. In the dim light of the kitchen, she filled a massive pot with water, the surface trembling with anticipation. As the flames danced beneath, the air thickened with the scent of impending sweetness. One by one, the golden kernels surrendered to the heat, their fate sealed in the bubbling cauldron. With a swift, deliberate motion, she transferred the steaming corn into a bowl, the steam rising like whispers of secrets yet to be revealed. With determination etched on her face, she would balance the weighty bowl upon her head, navigating the bustling streets where shadows danced and whispers lingered, each step a testament to her resilience amidst the chaos. Fiery kernels, bursting with heat and promise. "Sweet corn!" she would cry, her voice echoing through the air, a haunting melody that lingered long after the sun dipped below the horizon. Step into the shadows and seize the opportunity that awaits you. Will you dare to make the purchase that could change everything? Even when the skies unleashed their fury, Rosa would brave the storm, determined to sell her corn, her spirit unyielding against the tempest. She braved the storm, drenched and shivering, yet the warmth of her home was never enough to keep her away. Desperation clawed at her insides as she fought against the relentless tide of uncertainty. With each passing moment, the weight of her responsibilities pressed down harder. She had to find a way to secure the funds for food, to ensure Malik's future remained bright amidst the shadows of doubt. In the shadowy corners of their modest home, when the pantry lay bare and hope seemed to flicker like a dying flame, Rosa would make a heart-wrenching sacrifice. With a heavy heart, she would hand Malik her own meager portion of rice, her voice trembling as she whispered, "I'm not hungry today, my son." The weight of her words hung in the air, a poignant reminder of love's fierce resilience amidst despair. "You consume." Yet, Malik could sense the ominous growl emanating from Rosa's stomach, a haunting reminder of the desperate hunger that lurked within. He could see the haunting fragility of her form, each day revealing more of the shadows that clung to her like a shroud. From the tender age of innocence, he sensed the profound truth hidden in her sacrifices. Rosa was offering him her precious food, a testament to a love so fierce it eclipsed her own needs. In the stillness of the night, as shadows danced ominously around the flickering flame of a solitary candle, Malik pored over his homework, unaware of the secrets lurking in the darkness. Beside him, Rosa sat, her presence both a comfort and a mystery, as the air thickened with unspoken words and the weight of the unknown. Though her grasp of words eluded her, she observed him with an intensity that spoke volumes, her eyes shimmering with a fierce pride that could ignite the very air around them. "Study hard, my son," she would whisper, her voice laced with an urgency that sent shivers down his spine. Education is the elusive key, shrouded in mystery, that promises to unlock the countless doors of opportunity that stand before you, each one holding the potential for greatness or despair. One fateful day, you will rise to greatness, transcending the struggles that bind us in this moment. The weight of our current hardships will be but a distant memory, overshadowed by the power and influence you will wield. Malik's resolve deepened as he nodded, a storm of determination brewing within him. He would immerse himself in his studies, each page turning like a heartbeat, echoing the urgency of his quest for knowledge. He yearned to ignite a spark of pride in Rosa's heart, a flame that would light up the shadows of doubt that loomed over him. He yearned for success, a burning desire that consumed him, driven by the haunting image of Rosa, drenched and weary, selling corn in the relentless downpour. He vowed that he would rise above, that he would shatter the chains of their struggles, ensuring that she would never again face the storm alone. Time slipped away, each moment heavy with unspoken secrets and lingering shadows. Malik ascended, both in stature and intellect, as if the very forces of fate conspired to elevate him beyond the ordinary. Each passing moment whispered secrets of knowledge, urging him forward into the unknown, where shadows danced and mysteries awaited. What lay ahead for him was a path fraught with challenges, yet illuminated by the flickering flame of ambition. He stood out among his peers, a beacon of brilliance in a sea of mediocrity, his every achievement cloaked in an air of unyielding ambition. Yet, as the days slipped away like grains of sand, Rosa's strength waned, and weariness etched deeper lines upon her face. With each step, a sharp pain shot through her back, a relentless reminder of the burdens she bore. The heavy baskets weighed down not just her body, but her spirit, as she trudged forward, each movement a battle against the agony that threatened to consume her. Her hands bore the scars of countless hours spent scrubbing and rinsing, each callus a testament to the sacrifices made for the sake of survival. The weight of her toil hung heavy in the air, a silent reminder of the relentless struggle for a better life. As the day of reckoning approached, Malik stood at the precipice of his dreams, only to be met with the harsh reality of empty pockets. The weight of unfulfilled aspirations loomed heavy, casting a shadow over his future. The school fees loomed like a dark cloud, casting a shadow over every hopeful dream, their staggering cost threatening to shatter aspirations with each passing moment. "Fear not, Rosa," Malik whispered, his voice a low murmur that hung in the air like a fragile thread, poised to snap at any moment. "In the shadows of my ambitions, I stand at a crossroads, where the weight of responsibility collides with the fervor of knowledge. The path ahead is fraught with challenges, yet I am resolute. I shall toil and learn, weaving my destiny with threads of perseverance and grit. The future awaits, and I will seize it no matter the cost. But Rosa shook her head, a resolute gesture that sent a chill through the air. Absolutely not, my son. The time has come for you to step into the world of university, a realm filled with both promise and peril. Against all odds, I will carve a path through the shadows. There is no force that can deter me. I will find a way. In the shadows of relentless toil, Rosa pushed herself beyond the limits of exhaustion, her determination igniting a fierce fire within her. Each moment was a battle, each breath a testament to her unwavering spirit. By the light of day, she peddled corn, her hands calloused and weary from the relentless sun. But as darkness fell, a different battle began. She toiled over heaps of soiled clothes, each wash a silent struggle against the weight of her burdens. The night whispered secrets, and with every stroke of her hands, she fought for survival, her spirit flickering like a candle in the shadows. In a desperate bid for survival, she turned to her neighbors, seeking their financial aid, her heart pounding with uncertainty as she crossed the threshold into their lives, knowing that trust was a fragile thread that could snap at any moment. In a moment of desperation, she relinquished her only gold bracelet, the solitary treasure that had once gleamed with promise, now a haunting reminder of what she had lost. "This is for your future," she whispered to Malik, her eyes glinting with an intensity that sent shivers down his spine as she pressed the money into his trembling hands. "Swear to me, in the depths of your soul, that you will never let the shadows of your origins fade from your memory. Swear to me, in the depths of your heart, that you will never forget. Love reigns supreme, far beyond the grasp of mere wealth." Malik made a vow, a promise that hung in the air like a storm cloud, heavy with anticipation and unspoken consequences. With a fierce grip, he enveloped his Rosa in an embrace, a vow echoing in the depths of his soul, a promise forged in the fires of desperation. And Rosa's sacrifice bore fruit, a testament to her unwavering resolve. Malik embarked on a journey to the university, where he delved into the intricate world of business, each lecture a step deeper into a realm filled with ambition and uncertainty. With an intellect that sparkled like a diamond and an unwavering determination that burned within him, he navigated the treacherous waters of academia. The moment he stepped into the world beyond graduation, the promise of a coveted job loomed on the horizon, a testament to his relentless pursuit of success. In just a matter of years, he found himself ensnared in a whirlwind of fortune, amassing wealth beyond his wildest dreams, each dollar a tantalizing whisper of ambition fulfilled. He acquired a stunning house, a sanctuary of dreams, and welcomed Rosa to share in its secrets and shadows. For the first time in her life, Rosa found herself enveloped in the intoxicating embrace of solitude. Her own room, her own bed, and an abundance of food that whispered promises of comfort and security. But beneath the surface of this newfound paradise, shadows loomed, hinting at secrets yet to unfold. Malik felt a surge of joy, a fleeting moment that seemed to shimmer with promise. Yet beneath the surface, shadows loomed, whispering of the uncertainty that lay ahead. He had sworn an oath, a solemn vow to protect Rosa, and now, the weight of that promise hung heavily in the air, a silent testament to the shadows that loomed over them both. Life was a fragile illusion, teetering on the edge of an unseen abyss. All these memories crashed into Malik with the ferocity of thunderclaps, reverberating through his chest and igniting a tempest of emotions within him. The woman who once braved the storm, her bare feet kissing the cold, wet ground as she delivered sustenance to him, who sacrificed her very essence for his ascent, had been enduring a quiet torment, hidden in plain sight beneath the same roof. And he, ensnared by the cacophony of triumph and the seductive embrace of his newfound existence, had tragically overlooked the looming shadows that threatened to engulf him. "Clara?" Malik's voice cut through the silence, heavy with an unspoken weight. "I want you to leave this house." As the clock strikes midnight, the air thickens with anticipation. Tonight holds secrets that could unravel the very fabric of reality. Clara's eyes widened in disbelief, a storm of emotions swirling within her as the weight of the moment crashed down like thunder in the silence. What is happening?
Is this iced?
Can't possibly be true. Gather your belongings and leave, time is of the essence. So, you've made your choice? You would cast me aside for her? With a look of sheer revulsion, Clara's finger shot out, jabbing at Rosa as if she were the embodiment of all that was wrong in the world. I am your wife. She's merely an elderly woman, a relic of the past, who ought to be thankful that we allow her to linger in this place, where shadows whisper and secrets dwell. When Clara dismissed his mother as merely an old woman, a fierce crack echoed within Malik, as if a fragile twig had shattered under immense pressure. That old woman, Malik's voice surged with intensity, toiled under the relentless sun and pouring rain, selling corn to ensure I could step into the world of education. The frail figure of the old woman lingered in the shadows, her stomach a hollow echo of despair, while I savored each bite, blissfully unaware of the sacrifice that lay beneath my meal. In the shadows of my memory, she looms large, the old woman, her frail frame a fortress against the storm of my illness. With every labored breath, she bore my weight, her back a bridge between despair and hope, as the world around us faded into a haunting silence. And you strike her down as if she were mere dust in the wind. Clara's face flushed a deep crimson, a storm brewing within her as fury ignited in her eyes. I am rooted here, unyielding, a force that will not be swayed by the winds of change. This is my house as well, a fortress of memories and secrets, where shadows linger and whispers echo through the halls. No, Malik declared, his voice cutting through the tension like a knife. This is my fortress, a sanctuary cloaked in shadows and secrets, and the house of my mother, shrouded in shadows and secrets. The door has closed behind you, and the shadows whisper your name. You are no longer welcome here. The air thickens with tension, and the weight of your presence lingers like a ghost. Leave before the darkness claims you. Rosa's fingers gripped her son's shirt with a tender urgency, as if the very fabric held the weight of unspoken fears and unyielding love. My son, I implore you, do not shatter the bonds of your marriage for my sake. The path to the village beckons, shrouded in shadows and whispers of the past. Malik's gaze fell upon his mother's swollen face, a haunting sight that twisted his heart and summoned tears to the brink of his eyes. Rosa, you are not escaping this time. The shadows are closing in, and the air thickens with tension. You must stay, for the storm is far from over. Welcome to your sanctuary, a place where shadows linger and secrets whisper in the corners. This is your home, a fortress of memories and untold stories waiting to unfold. In this moment, it is you who holds the deepest claim, more than any soul that has ever walked this path. Clara's laughter echoed through the dimly lit room, a haunting sound laced with bitterness that sent shivers down the spine. Malik, mark my words, you will come to regret this moment. In the shadows of your choices, a haunting truth awaits. You will find yourself drawn back to me, a desperate whisper echoing in the silence, when the weight of your loss becomes unbearable. The shadows of what I've lost loom large, haunting my every thought, a relentless reminder of the void that now consumes me. Malik gazed at his wife, a flicker of revelation igniting within him, as if he were seeing her for the very first time. That fateful day, when the air crackled with tension, I lost my wife forever. The moment she dared to raise her hand against my mother, everything changed. A chasm opened between us, dark and unforgiving, sealing her fate and shattering my world. The woman I married, with her gentle smile and kind heart, could never bring harm to the innocent. But as shadows loom and secrets unravel, I find myself questioning everything I thought I knew about her. What darkness lies beneath that serene facade? The truth beckons, and I am drawn into a web of uncertainty and fear. She stands on the precipice of her past, a shadow of who she once was, the echoes of her former self haunting her every step. No longer is she the woman defined by her fears and doubts. She has transformed, shedding the weight of yesterday like a serpent casting off its skin. The air crackles with tension as she confronts the truth. She is reborn, fierce and unyielding, ready to face whatever Clara's once radiant smile slowly dimmed, shadows creeping into her expression as uncertainty loomed around her. For the first time, a shadow of worry crossed her face, igniting a flicker of uncertainty in the air. Malik, please, she whispered, her voice trembling with an urgency that hung in the air like a fragile thread ready to snap. We can find a way through this darkness. In a moment fraught with tension, I resolve to extend a hand of kindness toward your mother, a gesture that may alter the course of our tangled fates. But Malik shook his head, a storm of conflict brewing within him, as if the very air around him crackled with unspoken tension. The hour has grown too late for you, Clara. There's no turning back now. The irrevocable harm has been unleashed. As Clara stood frozen in that moment, the weight of her husband's seriousness crashed down upon her like a tidal wave. A chilling realization gripped her heart. Her actions had set in motion a chain of events that spiraled far beyond her wildest fears. That fateful night, Malik sat alone in his dimly lit room, his mind racing with the haunting echoes of everything that had transpired. Clara had finally arrived at her sister's house, a place heavy with unspoken words and unresolved tensions. She promised she would return tomorrow, a fleeting hope to mend the frayed edges of their relationship, but the air crackled with uncertainty. What would tomorrow bring? Would it be a day of reconciliation or a reckoning that would change everything? Yet, in the depths of his heart, Malik felt a chilling resolve. The desire to mend what was broken had vanished, leaving only shadows of what once was. He found himself ensnared in a web of doubt, every thread pulling him deeper into the shadows of his marriage. He lingered on the haunting memory of the woman he had vowed to love 3 years prior, a shadow of doubt creeping into his mind. She had been a beacon of kindness, her gentle touch a soothing balm in a world fraught with chaos. With a smile that masked the storm brewing within, she turned to Rosa, her voice a whisper of assurance, vowing to protect her at all costs. Where had that woman vanished to, leaving only shadows in her wake? As he lay in bed, shadows of anguish crept into Malik's mind, dragging forth memories that pierced his heart with relentless precision. He could still hear the echoes of Clara's laughter, a haunting melody that sliced through the air, shattering the fragile moments when Rosa wove her tales of the past. Each interruption felt like a dagger, piercing the heart of nostalgia, leaving behind a tension that hung heavy in the room. "We don't have time for village stories," Clara would declare, her smile a thin veneer barely concealing the tension that crackled in the air. He could still feel the sting of betrayal as he recalled how Clara indulged in lavish meals, while Rosa was left to scrape by with nothing but plain rice and beans, devoid of any meat or fish. The stark contrast haunted him, a chilling reminder of the selfishness that lurked beneath her glamorous facade. "It's better for your health," Clara would insist, her voice laced with an urgency that sent shivers down your spine. He recalled the haunting way Clara spoke to Rosa, her voice dripping with condescension, as if she were addressing a fragile child lost in a world of shadows. "Do not lay a finger on that remote, Rosa. Danger lurks in the shadows, and the fate of our evening hangs in the balance. Little do you realize the depths of your misunderstanding, the peril that lies in your ignorance of its true power." Every haunting memory twisted like a knife in Malik's gut, leaving him breathless and on the brink of despair. For months, shadows loomed over his mother, her spirit battered by the relentless grip of emotional torment, while he remained oblivious, lost in a fog of ignorance. The dawn broke with an unsettling stillness as Clara returned, clutching a bouquet of vibrant flowers, her smile a mere mask concealing the turmoil beneath. "Malik, my darling," she whispered, her voice laced with an intoxicating allure that hung in the air like a fragile thread, ready to snap at any moment. "Forgive me for what transpired yesterday. The weight of the world pressed down upon me, a relentless tide of anxiety that threatened to consume every ounce of my being. In the depths of my heart, a fierce love for you and Rosa burns brightly, an unquenchable flame that defies the shadows of uncertainty." But Malik had seen through the veil of deception, his eyes now wide open to the treachery that lurked in the shadows. He pierced through the veil of her feigned kindness, the truth lurking just beneath the surface, waiting to be unveiled. "Clara," he whispered, his voice steady yet laced with an undercurrent of tension, "I've been consumed by thoughts all night long. The final curtain has fallen on our marriage." Clara's smile vanished, swallowed by the unforgiving grasp of despair, leaving only an echo of what once was. "What is happening? Is this some kind of twisted joke? It was merely a single, insignificant clash, yet the air crackled with tension, and the shadows whispered of consequences yet to unfold. Just one small skirmish? Malik's voice rose, echoing through the silence like a thunderclap, each word dripping with intensity and urgency. You struck down my mother, Clara. The shadows of your actions have loomed over her for months, a relentless torment that has chipped away at her spirit, and I was blind to the truth that loomed before me, a truth that would unravel everything I thought I knew. In the shadows of my past, a haunting truth lingers, an accusation that cuts deeper than any blade. I stand resolute, declaring with unwavering conviction, I never abused anyone. Clara's voice rose, a fierce defiance echoing in the charged air. All I craved was her respect, a flicker of acknowledgement in the shadows of our tumultuous relationship. No, Malik declared, his head shaking with a fierce determination. In the shadows of your ambition, you sought to bend her will to your desires. In a world where shadows loom large, you sought to diminish her light, to shrink her essence, all in a desperate bid to inflate your own fragile ego. You wove a web of deceit, a sinister plot to twist my heart and turn me against her. That is not love, Clara. Such an act is nothing short of sheer cruelty, a darkness that chills the soul. Clara's eyes brimmed with tears, yet Malik could sense the tempest within them. These were not tears of sorrow, but a fierce storm of anger ready to erupt. So, you've made your choice? Clara spat, her voice laced with venom. The air crackled with tension, each word a dagger aimed straight at the heart. You're choosing her over me. In a heart-stopping moment, you stand at the crossroads of loyalty and betrayal, torn between the familiar warmth of your wife's embrace and the haunting allure of an ancient soul. The choice looms before you, heavy with consequence, as the shadows of doubt creep in, whispering secrets of love and loss. Who will you ultimately choose? The answer could change everything. Malik's gaze pierced through the dim light, locking onto his wife with a depth of disappointment that felt almost tangible, a silent storm brewing between them. Absolutely not, Clara. In this moment, you stand at a precipice, and the choice you make echoes with the weight of darkness. You are embracing cruelty, a path fraught with shadows and whispers of despair. In a world teetering on the edge of chaos, I stand resolute, making a choice that could alter the very fabric of existence. I am choosing compassion, a beacon of light in the encroaching darkness, a defiance against the cold indifference that threatens to consume us all. Desperation clawed at Clara as she fought against the unyielding walls of Malik's resolve, her every effort a desperate plea echoing in the shadows of uncertainty. Her tears fell like rain, each drop a testament to the storm brewing within her heart. She pleaded, her voice trembling with desperation, as the weight of her fear hung heavily in the air. She vowed to transform, her words hanging in the air like a fragile thread, teetering on the brink of hope and despair. Yet, in the shadows of uncertainty, Malik had forged his resolve. Today, he whispered the words that would change everything. I'm calling my lawyer. The time has come to shatter the silence. I demand a divorce. Clara's face drained of color, a ghostly pallor spreading across her features as disbelief gripped her heart. A divorce? Is this truly the end? Malik, your emotions are overwhelming, threatening to engulf you in their tempestuous grip. We must delve into this with the utmost seriousness, for the stakes are higher than we can imagine. As the shadows deepened and the clock ticked ominously, Malik's voice cut through the silence with a resolute intensity. I've thought about it all night, he declared, the weight of his words hanging heavy in the air. I entered into a union with a woman whose kindness and love enveloped me like a warm embrace. Yet beneath the surface, shadows lingered, hinting at secrets yet to be unveiled. Yet, the woman before me exudes a chilling cruelty, her heart seemingly forged from ice, devoid of compassion. Who are you? The shadows of your former self loom large, and I am left in the chilling grip of uncertainty. Clara wove a web of deception, desperately attempting to cast herself as the innocent victim in a tale fraught with shadows and intrigue. From the very start, your mother cast a shadow over my presence, her disdain palpable and unyielding. From the very first moment, Her presence cast a shadow over my heart, an unyielding chill that whispered of disdain and rejection. Each encounter was a dagger, piercing through the fragile veil of hope, leaving me to wonder if I would ever escape the suffocating grip of her unwelcome gaze. In that harrowing moment, I found myself cornered, my heart racing as the shadows closed in. I was merely fighting for my very survival. But Malik had grown weary of her deceit, the echoes of her lies fading into the shadows of his mind. Not a single harsh word ever escaped Rosa's lips regarding you. In the midst of her pain, she pleaded with me, her voice trembling, urging me to refrain from confronting you, even as you inflicted your torment upon her. In a world where loyalties are tested and shadows lurk in every corner, she fought valiantly to shield my marriage, while you, with your sinister intentions, sought to unravel the very fabric of my family. In that moment, a chilling realization washed over Clara. No words, no pleas, no desperate arguments could penetrate the fortress of Malik's resolve. The air thickened with tension as she understood the futility of her efforts, a storm brewing in the silence between them. The man she had once vowed to love was no more. In his place stood a stranger, one who could pierce through her carefully crafted facade and unveil the darkness lurking beneath. With a voice that pierced the silence, she shouted, "Fine! Guard your beloved mother with every ounce of your strength. Fate has woven your paths together, binding you in a twisted tapestry of shared flaws and dark desires. You two are a perfect match, a haunting reflection of one another's shadows. In the twilight of your years, when shadows stretch long and silence envelopes you, the weight of this choice will haunt you. You will find yourself adrift, yearning for the connections you cast aside, and the echoes of regret will be your only companions." With a heavy heart, Malik whispered, the weight of his words hanging in the air like a storm cloud, "The only thing I regret is that I didn't shield her from your darkness sooner." With a heavy heart and trembling hands, Clara gathered her belongings, the weight of her decision pressing down on her like a storm cloud. She stepped into the unknown, leaving everything behind that very day, the air thick with unspoken words and lingering shadows of what once was. As she stepped into the unknown, a shiver ran down her spine. She cast a lingering glance over her shoulder, her heart pounding, yearning for Malik's voice to shatter the silence and pull her back from the brink. Yet there he was, seated beside his mother, his hands trembling as he applied the medicine to her battered face, each touch a silent plea for healing amidst the shadows of despair. In the weeks that ensued, an unsettling calm enveloped the air, tinged with an undercurrent of sorrow that lingered like a shadow, haunting every moment. Malik was engulfed in a tempest of grief for the woman he believed Clara to be, all the while haunted by the suffocating guilt of his mother's silent suffering. Clara returned to the familiar confines of her parents' house, yet her fingers danced over the screen, sending a flurry of text messages to Malik, each one a silent plea, a whisper of unresolved tension lingering in the air. "Forgive me," she penned, her words dripping with an unspoken weight. "In the depths of my soul, a haunting realization grips me, an undeniable truth that I can no longer escape. I was wrong, and the weight of that knowledge threatens to consume me whole." In the shadows of uncertainty, Malik and Rosa embarked on a painstaking journey to reconstruct the remnants of their once joyous sanctuary, each moment fraught with tension and the haunting echoes of what was lost. In the dim light of the evening, they would gather, their voices weaving through the air, laughter echoing like a haunting melody from a forgotten past, a time before Clara's shadow loomed over their fragile bond. "I'm sorry I failed you, Rosa," Malik whispered into the encroaching darkness one fateful evening, his voice trembling with the weight of unspoken fears. A chilling realization washed over me. I should have seen the storm brewing in the shadows, lurking just beyond my grasp. With a gentle smile that masked the weight of unspoken fears, Rosa reached out, her hand trembling slightly as it met her son's. The air thickened with unvoiced emotions, each heartbeat echoing the tension that hung between them. "You have not let me down, my son. In the darkest hour, when all hope seemed lost, you emerged as my savior, a beacon of light piercing through the shadows. Your timely intervention was nothing short of miraculous, a twist of fate that changed everything." As the months dragged on, Clara felt the very fabric of her life unraveling, thread by thread, in a haunting descent into chaos. Whispers echoed through the shadows of the neighborhood, as the chilling tale of that fateful night spread like wildfire, gripping the hearts of all who dared to listen. One by one, her friends began to slip away, shadows fading into the darkness, leaving her alone in a chilling silence that echoed with unanswered questions. Her own family, once a source of comfort, now cast shadows of shame upon her, their whispers echoing like thunder in the silence of her heart. She poured her heart into countless messages to Malik, each one more desperate than the last. Yet the silence that followed was deafening. He never replied. She had lost everything that mattered, the very essence of her existence slipping through her fingers like sand in an hourglass. Everything she held dear was on the brink of collapse, her marriage, her sanctuary, and the very essence of who she was. The shadows loomed closer, threatening to engulf it all. Yet, in the shadows of their endeavor, Malik and Rosa were weaving a tapestry of beauty, each thread a testament to their shared dreams and unspoken fears. Amidst the shadows of their past, they fought to mend the wounds that had long haunted them, striving to weave together a tapestry of joy, each new memory a fragile thread in the fabric of their rebirth. Nothing that strips me of my self-respect or tarnishes your dignity is worth holding on to, Malik declared to his mother one fateful day, the weight of his words hanging heavy in the air. In the shadows of regret, I discovered a truth that came at a harrowing cost. A lesson etched in the depths of my soul, learned only when the sands of time had slipped through my fingers. Rosa's smile was a beacon in the dim light, her face radiating an intense pride for her son, who had at last emerged from the shadows to become the man she had always believed he could be. The air crackled with unspoken tension, as if the very fabric of fate had shifted in that moment.